Oh, hello everybody, well, my name's Xaydam and welcome to another Bleach review on SternRitter N, Robert Accutrone. Now, this is to do with his letter. Now, a while back, well, I don't know which review I mentioned it in, but it was mentioned in one of them. I think it was my recent ones. Whichever. Now, Robert would come back in one form or another, the same with BG9, although he is something else entirely, but it's the same thing. He's going to be coming back because we don't know his letter. Along with BG, we don't know their letter. There have been some theories for obviously BG, like he's the knowledge, the kinetic, the knights, but with Robert, I haven't really seen much. I mean, for me, I thought he would be N the Nightwalker. Well, that needs to be some explaining before I go into the main letter that I think it is itself. When Juha fired off his Hoshwall and out of the SternRitters that were affected the most from that was Robert himself. I mean, the ones that got hit by the rays directly were Bazbean, Anana, and Robert, but only out of those three, Robert was the one that had his flesh torn away from his body. Now, for me, End the Nightwalker, the same with Gremmy. That wasn't really Robert's body or something along those lines. It was a deceased corpse, but it was just his shadow on the layer of the skin to make the person. And when the Hoshwallen came down, he stepped out of that body, and it did all that fiddliness. And then he would just turn up someplace else. I thought that at first, but to be perfectly honest, that didn't really warrant a video I think he's a full video like this. So you probably wouldn't. Xaydam, what do you think it is now? Now I will say this isn't something that I came up with. Well, the Nightwalker, yes, but not this one. And it does bring a few of my ideas into consideration, but only the one. The body thing as well. I'll get into it. I'll link to where I found it because my god, that was a lot of thinking. But I think that his letter is going to be, and I have to agree with this person, that he is going to be N the Necromancer or Necromancy. Because in chapter 603, when Robert had Giselle at gunpoint, Giselle and Little Toto at gunpoint, he was just like, oh, you guys don't know what's happening, you don't know the king's intentions, etc., etc. And I said that he was obviously with the SternRitters for much longer than they were, and I did bring Asnot into that since of his death scene, but yeah, that's another thing entirely. Sadly, I think he's dead and gone. Right, he was there for a time. Maybe he was one of the first SternRitters to be recruited by Juha, along with, say, Asnot and Hoshwald. I mean, to me, I think those three are the main ones that were there were the founders, essentially. Well, that and Kliege, mainly. But, I think those guys are the founders along with that. But, again, moving off topic. With, the Hoshwallen, I always thought that, the elite guard, Juha's elite guard, but apparently they're called the Schutzstaffel. I only found that out recently. That doesn't translate into elite guard. I forgot what that translates to. Well, anyway, that's something else. When they were resurrected by the Hoshwallen, I thought it was to do with, you know, Giselle's powers, like with the small portion of power that they took away. I mean, like, because since the Quincy's came to, well, since Bansby, Little Toto, and all came to help, and Nana was still able to use the underbelly power. It stands reason that obviously they still have a bit of power left. Whether they can use their Volch standings now remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. I always thought that those guys were resurrected thanks to Giselle's powers, and I think there was a form of discoloration because it was shown with them asking. But with the Necromancer, I think they were resurrected with the power of the Necromancer, maybe with the power of the zombie as well, to give a bit of a foundation. But yeah, I just think that it was just the Necromancer as well because Robert, because let's face it, he is the oldest member of the SternRitter group. And it stands reason that with the Necromancer, he was keeping his body young, or something. Like he kept his vitality to a certain degree, but the true form of the body is the skeletal thing. See, this is where some of the things come into play, because I admire this. Because I admire it a bit more, because some of the things I thought of, with the Nightwalker came into play with the Necromancer. Like, and we have seen this before, like with the power of the Visionary, Gremmy's true self was a brain cylinder. So it would make sense for Kubo to do something like this. This is his skeleton. This is his true form. It's like a corpse. I don't think he's dead now, obviously, because we don't know his letter again. I just think that it takes him a bit of time to for his skin or something to return, like in order to get his body like back moving. He needs to wait for like a certain amount of time, and as far as things go, if he was dead, though, it would make sense for Giselle to use him as a zombie, but her zombies aren't in her control anymore. But besides, well, if she was going to, use Rob as a zombie, we would have seen him by now. There would be no hiding it. And but yeah, Mayuri has the other zombies, obviously, but just not Robert, if he was going to be one. But I think because he's the Necromancer, he counters the zombie is basically counteracted because of his power. Now then, so yeah, and there's another thing. His Volch standing, the Walk of God, Gramiel, I think it's Graniel. No, it's not Graniel. Well, whatever, the translation is Walk of God. That's one of the reasons why I thought he was the Nightwalker, Walk of God. Like, something to do with, well, some people thought it was speed. I, thought, was like, nah, let's not add something, to do with speed. Well, I don't really know any speedy words for N. But, yeah, at the time, when we didn't know his letter, or even his name until 603, so yeah, there's more meanings to the word like walk. When it comes to these types of things, the walk can be used as it can also mean live. So if he is the Necromancer, it would make sense, and as far as everything's is going with the names and the name releases of the SternRitter's Volch standings, and even their motif, essentially. They have a holy background. Even Juha. So it would stand the reason that what we think would be literal walking, but instead means living. So, yeah. I might as well add something else to the theory as well, since this really wasn't really my own. I mean, I only wanted to add, like, you know, my own thing, you know, like, oh, this is what I thought he would be, but this just sounds better and makes a lot more sense, and it does sound cooler. So, yeah, the BG thing, yeah, I think that he's been fused with Chengdu, although, again, no, I don't think, did that mention that? No, that wasn't mentioned, thank God. But anyway, I said that a while back. Not on my videos, it's on, like, you know, my Facebook. So yeah, I think that he's been fused with Chengdu. Or there's this one thing going around that BG9 has been upgraded to BG10. I don't think so, because that just doesn't really sound cool. I mean, it would make a lot more... No, not a lot more sense. It would sound cooler if, you know, they killed him. Like, they killed Chang, and then they had Chang fuse with BG9 to upgrade him or whatever. Well, I suppose he would be BG10 then. BG10, but just added with my fusion. Oh, God. So, yeah. I'll link the theory that I found in the thing, but this wasn't really a comparison thing, but I mean, for me, I'll freely admit that I like the Necromancer better than my Nightwalker thing. But let me know what you think. Which do you think Robert is? Do you think he's a Nightwalker, Necromancer, Necromancy, or something else entirely? So, yeah, I will see you next time. Good day.